My name is Harmon. Today we got an interesting and bizarre case. Now, when I was looking at this case initially, it didn't look too weird. It looked kind of like a straight up missing persons case. However, I've now delved into the case quite a bit and I realized there's a lot more to this case that meets the eye. So follow me and let's get started. Well, it looks like it could have been a fire pit. There's some sort of, I don't know, drain system. And next to the drain system, it's like a tarp. And you always read about in shows and, you know, crime shows and stuff, there's always something usually bad hiding underneath the tarp. I feel like I have to at least see. I hope there's nothing in here. What the heck? So today I'll be focusing on a missing persons case, a lady named Angela Gilbert. She went missing on June 2nd, 2011. She was 41 years old and she actually would have been 42. Her birthday was literally the next day. So she went missing, unfortunately, the day before her birthday. She had 6 children. This is where the case kind of goes weird. So what happened was Angela Gilbert was walking on a private trail near her house with a family friend, a guy named Colt White. Colt was half her age. He was 23 years old. Apparently he knew her quite well. Both of them were walking on a private trail near her house. He told a third party that she decided to continue on hiking by herself, but she never was found. It gets even more bizarre. Colt White was actually reported missing the same day on June 2nd, hours after Angela was reported missing. Many questions arise. Did he have something to do with her disappearance? Why did he go missing on the same day she did? Lots of questions. I don't necessarily have all the answers, but I will do my best, put all the pieces together, figure out what happened, and go from there. Every little detail of this case, it seems to get just more and more bizarre. Let me fill you guys in on some details that I thought were interesting to the case. Number one, both Angela and Colt had warrants out for their arrest, and both of them were due to appear in court for their variety of crimes mere few weeks after they went missing. Did they purposely go missing to avoid the court trials? Potentially, but Colt was found dead a few weeks after Angela was missing. He was reported missing the same day as she was, but he was found dead a few weeks after they finally found his body in the river behind me. Angela, she was wanted for felony escape at the time of her disappearance. On May 20th, which would have been about 2 weeks before she went missing, she never returned after a 4-hour furlough from jail. And a week later after that, she failed to appear on drug charges. So she was wanted for felony escape and drug charges. And Colt White was wanted for failing to appear in court on June 16th. So he had a court date 2 weeks after he disappeared as well. And he was wanted for reckless burning and second-degree assault. Alright guys, so I'm standing about a half mile south of where Colt White's body was found. There's no road leading to the river behind me where his body was located, so I found a campground that is about a half mile south of where his body was located. So his body was located kind of that direction, about a half mile up the river. This is called the Snohomish River. Again, Colt White was 23 years old. He was the last person. He was literally with her when she disappeared. He went missing the same day she did. So again, the cops were not able to question him about her disappearance. So I don't know what happened to Colt, what happened to Angela. It's all a weird mystery. Potentially maybe Colt was involved in Angela's disappearance. But yeah, let me show you guys the map of where I'm right now to where her shoe was found and where they were last seen walking together on the trail. It's all within about 5 to 7 miles away from each other in a town called Granite Falls. So next I'm going to the location where people found one of Angela's shoes. 5 miles from here, they found only one of her shoes. Alright guys, so I'm on the trail heading down to the waterfall. What's interesting is if you just saw the poster there on the tree I just showed you, that's a missing person named Samantha Sayers. And she was actually on a different trail about 10 miles west or east of here. So it's interesting that they have a missing person poster of her here, but they don't have a missing person picture of Angela Gilbert. So only one of Angela's shoes were found, and that's the only piece of her that they found. But the one shoe that they found is down there somewhere along the waterfall area. I don't know exactly where. If I had more exact information like where her shoe was found, I would go down there and try to search for more potential belongings of hers. But again, I don't have exact coordinates, except it was in the general area of the waterfall there. So it makes it difficult, and it'd be pretty much an impossible task for me to search up and down the waterfall area for any clues. So that's why I'm not really doing that, and I hope you guys understand. There's only so much I can do if I don't have, too much information to go on. So next I'm going to go to the street where Angela and Colt were walking. The trailhead is the last place that anyone saw Angela alive, June 2nd, 2011. What's crazy is there's a burnt out, broken down vehicle here on the road that she disappeared on. Now, she wasn't driving a vehicle that I know of. She was just walking with Colt. So this definitely wasn't her vehicle, at least that I know of. I just thought it was interesting that there's a sort of a vandalized, broken down vehicle on the road that she disappeared at. But I think in front of me is the trailhead that she and Colt were walking on. The last location that Angela was seen before she disappeared. She and Colt were walking down the same path here that I'm on, this little hiking trail, before she disappeared. So it's a very weird, kind of ominous feeling walking down this basically trailhead pathway, knowing that this was like the last moments before she disappeared. She was walking where I'm walking right now. But yeah, walking down this pathway, I mean, it is a beautiful day in October here. But I guess just knowing that this is the last spot she was located before she went missing, it turns the beautiful day into, I don't know, it's kind of a sad, ominous feeling. I mean, is Angela somewhere in the woods? Did someone hurt her, kill her in these woods? Did Colt have something to do with it? It's very possible. I mean, this is kind of a private area, like no one really comes around here. There's a lake or swamp or something down there. I mean, for all we know, Colt or someone else could have killed her and maybe thrown her in there. There's so many options that could have happened. But at the very least, this is where she and Colt were walking on June 2nd. I just don't want to, stumble upon something that I would not necessarily want to stumble upon, if you know what I mean. But again, I want to do my best to try to help find answers to her case and, and at least find something of hers. That way we get some more clues. So I don't know. It gets me thinking though, because this is a body of water down here and it basically wraps down to where the falls are. So who knows, maybe her body is in there and her body with the clothes and shoes and all that got washed down to where the falls are, and all they found was one of the shoes. It's a very possible explanation. So anyway, I'm gonna keep walking around. If I find anything of interest, I will definitely let you guys know. Supposedly, according to Colt, he told a friend that Angela decided to continue walking down the path, and he went back for whatever reason. And that was all he said. He just said Angela continued down the path, and he decided to turn back for whatever reason, and then she was gone and missing. And then he disappeared several hours later. I don't know. This entire case is so bizarre and shocking that I don't know what to think. Please let me know your thoughts down below, what you guys think might have happened. I also don't know how far this pathway goes. Like, for all I know, it could, go down like 2 or 3 miles through the forest here. And who knows how far Angela even walked with Colt down here before she disappeared. So I'm kind of just using my best guesses. If it was a nice day out, they probably walked a little bit. I'll keep walking. We'll see if we can find literally anything to point us to what happened. I was just thinking, like, whatever happened to her, if she got killed or not, any of her belongings, I would assume, would not be just randomly on the trail right here. It would probably be, if someone did something to her, they would probably, bury it, put it somewhere else off the trail. So that's why it's kind of hard figuring out how far I should go, because I don't really know where they would have dumped anything if they did. It looks like it could have been a fire pit. And there's some sort of, I don't know, drain system. But next to the drain system, it's like a tarp. And you always read about in shows and, crime shows and stuff, there's always something usually bad hiding underneath the tarp. I feel like I have to at least see. I hope there's nothing in here. What the heck? It's like big rocks wrapped in like a tarp. Why would there be big rocks wrapped in a tarp? I don't know. Shaken fencing? Rocks wrapped in a tarp. There's nothing. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I don't see anything that would have tied into Angela. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. The trail continues on for a while. I don't know how far it goes. All I found was a weird tarp bag filled with rocks, which again doesn't make sense. I don't know what that was. I will come back here and I'll do a part 2 to this. So let me know, give a big like on this video, and I will try to come back. I'm Harmon, and until next time, I will see you guys on the next video.